Hello everyone, Sandy here. Wow, it's been a little while since I made a video. um, Life got a bit away from me in December and January, and I just didn't have the capacity to do any filming, to be honest. I've been taking a little break from tarot. I've been feeling very burnt out lately, and I thought I would do a actually do a VR to Dol Michelle and her tarot burnout video that she made, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. Today, however, I wanted to just kickstart the whole coming back to the channel with a good old simple haul video, because even though I haven't been buying any tarot, and I haven't been, I've bought maybe one or two decks in the last 2 months, which is a low, all-time low for me, to be honest. But I recently received a box of decks that have been collecting at my friend Krista's place, and she just sent it over to me now in January. And I also did receive a Kickstarter, and so yeah, I just thought it would be fun to just do a little haul video and show you guys all the new decks that I've brought in, and that are currently on my desk waiting for me to get to know them. Honestly, it's a bit overwhelming, because always when I receive a box of decks, it's usually, well, a box of decks that I've collected at a friend's place, it's usually a box of decks full of decks that I've bought over a longer period of time. So in this box now, I have some Kickstarters that I backed together with Krista, and then also some others that I've bought through eBay in the US and such. So yeah, there's a whole lot going on, a whole lot going on next to me. So let's just dive straight into it, shall we? All right. So the first deck I'm going to show you. I'm just going to go in no particular order, in the order that they are stacked here next to me. But the first deck I'm going to show you is a Kickstarter that I backed together with Krista, and it's the Solara Occulto Meliora, sorry. Solara Occulto Meliora Tarot. So this is like a second edition of the Solara Occulto Tarot that I really wanted for a very long time, but it was always sold out. I think it did a couple of print runs, and then she didn't do another one, or they didn't do another one until now then. And for some reason, I really need to sit down and spend some time with this deck, because for some reason, when I got this whole box, there was so much, and there were a few decks that I had been extra excited about, and so those are the decks that I have been diving into in the past few days and weeks. This one, when I opened it, it left me a little bit underwhelmed, and I don't know why. I think that the hype around this deck has been so high, and I've been excited about this deck for many years now, it feels like. I think the first thing that really put me off the deck is that it's so gosh darn huge. Look at the thickness of this. It's like, I mean, here we've got a standard 78 cards in a box, and it's still like not even half the size of this deck. Now, granted, a chunk of these are oracle cards, so I could take, but even if when you take all out the oracle cards, this is the oracle cards part, which is, you know, not a lot. Even when you take out the oracle card part, it's just such a thick and big deck, and there's something about these big chunky ones that just I have a hard time connecting to them, because I can't handle them very well in my hands. But other than that, I mean, it is a pretty deck. I'm hoping that I will get past it, and that I will give it an honest chance. Oh, obviously, I will give it an honest chance. I really do like the color palettes in this deck. But I must say, seeing it in person, this artwork comes across completely differently to how it came across through the screen. And I can't put my finger on what exactly it is that's bothering me. I think maybe it's just I had too much hype, I had too much anticipation, and now I'm being really nitpicky. I also think that it could be the fact that before I received this box of decks, I had completely stopped buying decks for quite a while. And I'd been getting into this kind of mood of buying less and getting really excited for just a few decks. Really wanting to dive deeply into the art of reading tarot, rather than collecting the decks. Not that those two are mutually exclusive, don't get me wrong, absolutely not. It's just, for me personally, I feel like if I'm constantly being distracted by all the newness of decks, and constantly just hunting for the next deck, looking out what's new on the market, what's coming out, what's on Kickstarter, you know, I just end up spreading all of my attention onto that rather than onto the practice of tarot. And that's a personal flaw of mine, I suppose. But as I'm flipping through this now, I am getting more and more enamored and more interested in it. So I really love this Three of Cups. I've always liked this one. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all of the decks because we have quite a lot to go through here. So that was the Solara Occulto Meliora. Now this next deck, as you can see, I hadn't even opened it yet. And it's the Animal Botanical Tarot deck. This was a Kickstarter that I was extremely excited about. I had been following this, the creation of this deck from nearly the beginning of its creation, and I've been part of voting for different versions of cards and everything, and I'm so extremely excited about this one. But I still haven't opened it because of the said overwhelm and, quite frankly, rather depressive state that I've been in. I'm not going to go into that. I just wanted to be honest when it came to to this part here. Oh, let's have a look if I can get this open without damaging anything. There we go. The guidebook is also quite substantial. I haven't opened that one either. Come on. I'm so scared of hurting a deck when they've got these plastics wrapped around them, but here we are. Okay, first feel of the cards. It feels a bit like It feels a little bit like what's the deck I'm thinking of here now? It feels a bit like, oh, Gash and Thorn, that's it. But look at these backs. I think this is one of the most gorgeous backs I've ever seen on a deck, to be honest. Now I'm going to be very tempted to do like a first impressions flip through of this one now, but I am just going to talk a little bit about the few cards we see in the beginning here. Oh my goodness. I already know some of these, but I've forgotten. I absolutely adore the barn owl for the Empress, and matching. I can't remember the name in English for this one. In Swedish, it's I think it's berguv in Swedish, but not 100% sure what the name is in English for this one. But I love the matching owl pair for the Empress and Emperor. Oh, let's flip those around. Yes. I don't know why I feel like the picture is slightly fussy on that one. It might not show up on Nautilus for the Chariot. It's quite cool. Oh, look at that. That is so gorgeous. Yes, I'm definitely keen on getting to know this deck. It's not going to be a traditional reading deck per se. I think it's more of, you know, animal decks for me tend to be, even though they're tarot, I look at them as kind of oracles as well, only that they also have the association of the tarot card on top of them. Because in these ones here we have the animal, and then we've got some plants. Do we also have some insects on all of them? I think so. Here we've got butterflies and moths and worms, beetles. I reckon we do. Here we've got dragonflies and water lilies with the platypus. I'm so keen to get into the guidebook of this because I really do love it when guidebooks go into the choices of the particular correspondences, like why did they choose the chameleon for the world, for example, etc. Anyway, oh, I love the penguins for the Two of Cups. That's yay. Anyway, that was just a quick look at the Animal Botanical deck. Why is the name of the creator not on here? Because I can't remember it by heart now. Either way, the Animal Botanical deck kick-started. I'm really excited about this one. Okay, the next one I'm showing you now was a pre-order, and I've been waiting for this one to get back out on the market because it's been sold out and out of print for quite a while. But I contacted the original seller about it, and I found out that they were releasing a new print run of it. So I pre-ordered it the same day that it came out for pre-order, and I think you can still get a hold of it. And I'm talking about the Slow Tarot by Lacey Bryant. I've wanted this. When I first saw it, I thought, ooh, I really want that. Then I let myself get swayed by other people's opinions about some of the cards in this deck, namely the Devil card, which I then felt like, yeah, that's a deal breaker for me. I can't do it. I don't like that Devil card, etc., etc. But since then, when it went out of print, I felt like I kept coming back to watch walkthroughs of this deck, and I kept thinking about this deck, and just pause to appreciate these gorgeous backs. Oh my god. Anyway, and since then I've just come to terms with the fact that I don't think there's a single deck out there at this moment in time where there's, where there are cards, where there are no cards that I don't love. Do you understand? Did I say that right now? Yeah. Where there's always going to be cards in a deck that I don't particularly feel drawn to or agree with or whatever, but I've come to the understanding that these cards that annoy me in some way or challenge me in some way, they have something to teach me. And I just felt like this deck is just so incredibly beautiful that I just had to give it a chance either way, and I'm so glad I did. I've had some very poignant, like very good readings with this so far, and it's been a very good guide for the past few days in navigating my feelings. And I absolutely adore the cardstock as well. It's a linen cardstock. It shuffles like a dream, and yeah, I really love her, Lacey's art style with the oil paints. I reckon it is oil. And some of the characters, they feel really familiar when you see their face. Like the faces in this deck feel familiar. They feel almost like some people you might know or might come across. And I love this Queen of Coins as well. Even though she's a bit too on the nose, I feel like the whole Pentacle suit is a bit too coiny, which is to say, I usually, when Pentacles for me is about earthy things, and of course also materialistic things, don't get me wrong, but I feel like most of the coins in this deck, the coin suit, is just so heavily focused on the coins that it kind of forgets a little bit about the other deeper aspects of the Pentacle suit. That's the only thing I have so far to say. I absolutely adore this Sun card. This was the very first card I pulled from this deck. And I have this thing, when I get a new deck, I don't immediately do an interview spread or anything like that. I spend some time looking at the cards, and then I spend some time shuffling it and getting the feel for the deck. And then I always pull one card, and that card just kind of tells me the general feel of like how this deck is going to show up for me and what this deck is going to be for me. And this Sun card just kind of says it all to me. It's difficult to put it into words, but yeah, such a gorgeous deck. I am so happy to finally have it in my hands. All right, moving on. I need to pick up the pace, you guys. We've only been through three decks so far, and we have a lot to go. So the next deck is a deck I bought second hand off of someone on Facebook, I think, and it's the Botanical Oracle for Strange Women. So this one was released by a perfume company, actually, which is called For Strange Women. I have had this on my radar, but I just never took the chance on it. This deck has the most interesting gilding. It's not like a regular, I'm trying to get you to see this, because it's not a regular just straight up blingy gold gilding. It's kind of got this brokenness to it, and it's really magical. I really like it, and it doesn't hurt your hands at all either. And I really adore these simple backs. And yeah, it's a really cute little deck. Hang on, I can't see here now. It's 53 cards, and it's just got this very, yeah, cute art style, old-fashioned kind of paper background. It's got plants, and it's got just symbology like labyrinth, and I love this tea card. I'm actually really loving this deck. It seems to go really well with lots of different decks. It also kind of scratches the itch that I had for the what's the Black in the Moon deck that I'm thinking of now? Not the Curiosity one. Or sorry, the Oracle of Oddities. I only have one Oracle of Oddities, and I wish I had the read two other packs of that, but it's the other one. The one with all the packs. You know, you're screaming at this. You're screaming at the screen right now. It's a Lenormand, an Oracle. The name escapes me at the moment. I might put it in here in the editing process or not. We'll see. Yeah, it scratches the itch for that deck a little bit because I've wanted it, but I've held off for some reason. And I really like this one, actually. It doesn't come with much of a guidebook, though. So, I mean, it comes with a little leaflet, like so. And for each card, there's just a little write-up. So here we have the ocean, for example. It says, deep feelings and emotional depth. There is more to explore and learn on an emotional level. This may also refer to someone who is a water sign. So it doesn't really give you much. It gives you a little bit to go on off if you are completely lost with the symbology of something. But for the most part, I like to just pull a card and see what my own associations is with a symbol, and then I will work with it from there. So yeah, love this Baba Yaga card as well. Right, so that was the Botanical Oracle for Strange Women. Next up is a very special deck indeed. I bought this basically sight unseen, very much as a spur of the moment thing. The creator, Keela Martins, had a post about her deck on one of the Facebook tarot groups that I'm in, and she posted that she had a few of these in stock, and that you could email her if you wanted to buy it. And I just thought, you know what the heck, I'm just gonna go for it. And it's the Dramatis Personae Tarot, or Personae Tarot, or we could just say Dramatis Persona. I'm not sure if the E is supposed to be silent or not, but by Keela Martins. And it's got this little, there's Keela there. So it's got a little leaflet here that I haven't actually looked through much yet. But like such, and here we have the cards. Look at this gorgeous backs. It goes so well with my little doily here. absolutely gorgeous. And then when you look at it, it's made out of, it's a collage deck made with old photograph of actors and like on stage actors, and I'm so in love because partly because I actually had the same idea about a year ago, and I started making my own deck that was quite similar to this, to be honest. But you know what? She got here first. she made it, you know, to the finish line before me, and I'm just so excited to see what she's done with it. And I'm looking at this now, and I'm seeing that I've got number 12 out of 100, which I think is very exciting. So this full card, love it. I'm not going to do a first impressions, I promise. Or I might do another video for the first impressions of this one. I just really love the combination of the color and the black and white photographs. I love this emperor. I think he's perfect. And I just, yeah, for the most, I also like how scaled back the backgrounds are, and you can see here the majors are all kind of bluishy, grey, and we can see here that the darker cards have like this grey background, although the Temperance card is not a dark card in my opinion. I think maybe it's just done like this for continuity, I don't know. Here we've got the Devil card. The Tower card is quite funny. The Star card, beautiful. The Moon is a little bit quirky. But yes, then we have the Wands, and we've got this little like a pinkish background. The 7 of Wands is quite cool. And then for the aces, we've got like this little light turquoise or mint green. I'm not sure. Let's just watch a few of those. Look at the Queen as well. Yeah, love it. And then for the swords, we have some kind of beigey tone, I think. Oh, this 2 of Swords is quite good. Sorry, 3 of Swords. That's the 2 of Swords. That's a good one. I like that one. 6 of Swords is lovely as well. And for the Pentacles, we've got this green tone here. I really like how it feels very straightforward, this deck, for some reason. And yeah, right. And then we also have 2 extra cards, and it's the separate World card, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune instead of Wheel of Fortune, which I think is quite clever, to be honest. And here we've got somebody reading her cards. So that was the Dramatis Persona Tarot by Keela Martins. Next up is a deck that I had been thinking about getting for quite a while, and it's the Abaton Keys by Patty Allen. Now, unfortunately, this deck came a bit battered. The box is a little bit broken. I don't know if it happened in the post or what, but when you also look at the cards, I've only ever actually taken this deck out once. and I've shuffled it once to pull a card for myself, but all of the cards are a little bit chipped for some reason, and I think I might try and trim off the chipped parts. I might need to zoom out a little bit for this one. This is another collage deck. I absolutely love the collage on the front. The backs, I wish these backs would have been gorgeous if it didn't have the writing on the backs, but that's just me. It's still I'm still here for the deck. I'm not going to look at the backs. It's all. I just really appreciate the collage style in this deck. I really love it. It gives you so much to work with, and I can't get enough of looking at these cards. There are, I think, 4 or 5 different suits. I can't remember now. And they are just, I haven't, like I said, really gotten to know this deck at all yet. So I can't tell you much about how it's set up or anything. But the different suits are written down here. So the green ones are rituals, the blue one is drama, the purpley one is wisdom, and then we've got the pinkish, like peachy ones that are medicine. And this is the card. This is the card that actually made me decide on getting this deck. I just absolutely adore this whole image. Is just so, I don't know, I just feel so much when I see this image. So yes, that is the Abaton Keys by Patsy Allen. Next up is the Be With Your Body Tarot. This is a deck that I first saw on Project Refined Life. Project Refined Life's channel, and I absolutely fell in love with this deck the moment I saw it. I actually didn't think about it that long before I ordered it, and have been waiting for it to get here with this box forever. And let's just flip the box instead. This is a very special deck. It's also very unique. So this is a deck that's based around the body and how our relationship to the body, and how to foster a better relationship to your body. And I just felt like that's exactly what I need. I absolutely love the color palette of this deck. These toned down hues and the color combinations, like these backs, I love them so much. The gilding feels like it kind of goes with it. I would just wish that it was a matte gilding instead, because that's just what I prefer. I've already shuffled this deck, so it's not in order anymore, but we can just do a little flip anyway. It's at first glance you might feel a little bit confused by the suits, which are hips, eyes, feet and hands, I think. Yeah, this world card with the mushrooms and the pine needles, I love it so much. So yes, we've got eyes, feet, hips, and I know we've got hands. Come on, give me some hands. Eyes and hips. Eyes and hips and feet. Hands, there we go. 3 of hands. So yeah, the symbology is there. So here we've got the Aries, like the antlers, kind of disguised as, I think, ginger root over here. It's got a little bit of everything, this deck. It's got flowers or herbal connections, and it's just like the symbology is all there if you look at it, but the hips part kind of made me wonder a little bit. I'm not going to take up too much time. The channel Project Refined Life, I'm so sorry I can't remember her name right now, but she has done like the most amazing video on this deck. So if you at all feel interested to know more about this deck, I urge you to go and watch her video, because she does such a good job of talking you into getting this deck. but I'm just gonna quickly give you a quick little... Yes, so here we go, the Minor Arcana. It says here, the feet is the suit connected to pentacles. It holds the earth element and connects directly to the body. So if you think about it, the earth element in the feet is the part that touches the earth when we're standing on it, you know. Makes sense. Then we've got hips is connected to the cups. It holds the water element and connects to emotion. Again, that also makes so much sense to me as a, you know, woman who holds a lot of hormonal emotions in that area. Then we have hands, which is connected to the wands. It holds the fire element and connects to drive. I think that makes also sense. It's the creativity that comes out through our hands when we are creating things and making things, and we are, you know, the hands make so much sense to me in that regard. And then we have the eyes, which is is connected to the swords. It holds the air element and connects to thoughts and words. And again, I think that also makes sense, because the eyes are up there in our heads. It's connected to how we perceive the world and how we think about the world through those perceptions, and it just makes so much sense when you start thinking about it. And that excites me, because it's something that I hadn't ever thought about connecting in tarot, to connect the tarot to the body, and how we can use the tarot in that way. It excites me so much, and I'm so happy to say that, because tarot has just not excited me in a little while now, and I've been so sad about it. But I've been just writing that down to the winter blues kind of thing, on top of everything else that's been going on. But yes, the Be With Your Body tarot is something I'm really hoping to get into and to share more with you later. Right, next up is a deck that I've been wanted for ages as well, but I kept holding off because the artist is based in Canada, I believe, and whenever I looked up how much it would cost to get it to me or to my friend in the US, it was always very expensive. And luckily, though, I managed to find this deck secondhand, I think through Facebook or eBay, I cannot remember now, and I had it sent to my friend, who has now sent it on to me, and it's the Wilder Woven Tarot by Greg White. And this deck came out in 2020, and it's just, I love this like a birch pattern on the back here, but this is another animal deck, but it's just so cleverly done, and I love it to bits. I love the white space here, And I love that we have the outline of the animal itself, as well as a depiction that is inside the silhouette of the bird, of the animal in question. So here we have the outline of a swallow, and inside of the bird, the outline of the swallow, we have the bird's nest and the little egg that's about to crack. And the view from the hole in the tree, it's just so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Here we've got the magician, and it's a fox, and the majors are absolutely stunning. I haven't been able to get to know this one yet properly, but just look at this chariot card. It just, holding this deck, it just makes me really calm for some reason. Again, though, it's a bit bigger than usual and it bothers me a little bit, but for some reason I can overcome that for this one. I love the bear for the hermit. That's something we don't see very often, actually. Wheel of Fortune with a salmon, Justice, a spider, Hanged Man. We've got the snake for death, frog for temperance. I love it. It's just, yeah. Let's get into some minors, shall we? So the minors, in that case, the silhouette kind of depicts the element. So here we have cups, and we have a drop of water, and inside the drop of water we have various water-dwelling creatures. And I just look at that mallard for the 5 of Cups. It's so gorgeous. Then we have like a little mountain, I believe, for the Pentacles. And it's just, the only thing I will say about the Pentacle suit, though, that I've noticed, it feels like the artwork is, it could be an optical illusion. It could be an optical illusion, but it feels like the artwork has kind of been dragged to fit inside the shape. Like they feel a bit elongated for some reason. But I don't know if that's just, like I said, an optical illusion for me. That just, it plays a trick on my mind. I love it when animal decks include a moose. And I just especially love this moose card. Then for the swords, we have clouds. And the clouds have different varying shapes. I really, really love that. Love this cardinal here as well. Look at that. So pretty. And then last but not least, for the wands, we have flames. Which are just, yeah. This deck is just absolutely, look at this extra card, the Tree of Life. So pretty. And then we have the Messenger in the shape of a comet. I can't wait to get into this deck. It's been on my wish list for, yeah, ever since it came out, really, in 2020. So years. So that's the Wilder Woven Tarot by Greg White. And funnily enough, this one came into, I found this one second hand right about the time as this next deck came in as a Kickstarter, which is also by Greg White, and that is the Sylvan Kind Oracle, which is a deck specifically about trees and the kind of entities that you can kind of attribute to trees. So here we have it kind of puts you in a world where tree sprites and spirits exist, and portrays them in a very beautiful way. I haven't had a chance to properly go into this deck either. Like I said, I've been in a bit of a slow resting state lately, but I'm hoping that come spring time I'm going to be getting into this deck a little bit more thoroughly. We have a big luscious guidebook that is also color coded, so it's easy to find the card that you are looking for, and can't wait to get into this guidebook either. Can I show you the backs? The backs are cool. I like the backs. And I just, yeah, it's a very, very unique deck, to say the least, and it's just very exciting. I love that card. Very, very exciting. I love that card as well. So that's the Sylvankind Oracle by Greg White. So next one I wanted to show you is actually a deck that my friend Krista just gifted to me because she had an extra copy. She managed to find the indie copy of the Dark Goddess Tarot, and so she ended up sending me her mass market copy just to try out, to see what I felt. I don't have any decks by this creator that I can't remember the name of now. But I don't have any of her decks because I've been a little bit unsure about how I feel about the artwork. But for some reason now, when I have it in my hand, I don't mind the artwork one bit. It's I think when you have so many decks, you have to start becoming picky, or you're going to just keep buying a bunch of decks all the time because everything is just so gorgeous, you know, so you have to start getting picky. But now, having this in my hands, I really like it. I haven't worked much with goddesses, especially not dark goddesses, and it's just I've read a little bit out of the guidebook, and it's intriguing me. So yeah, I am definitely going to give it a chance. Bridget is one of the goddesses that I have actually worked a little bit with, read some books and such. So I might start by reading her entry in the guidebook, to be honest. But yeah, the more I'm looking at this deck, the more I feel like I also want the the indie version, because this cardstock is a bit, you know, bent and a bit the cardstock isn't great, and the backs, I don't know what they were thinking about these backs, to be honest. Like, they don't go with the fronts, like, at all, in my opinion. So yeah, but I'm still just love this card as well. Look how gorgeous that is. Right, well, anyway, I'm so thankful to Krista for donating this deck to me so that I can have a chance to get to know it, because honestly I don't think that I would have bought it on my own. So that's you know, that's a really cool bonus. All right, the next three decks are actually, no, hang on, I'm gonna go with this one first. Another deck that Krista gifted to me in this gorgeous pouch is her own newest deck, the Divine Ephemera Oracle. I cannot tell you how excited I was to receive this deck. It's so luscious, you guys. And yeah, I absolutely adore how she, you know, what she managed to do here with this collage deck. She's just done it so well with these gods and goddesses. I can't get past how much I love some of these cards. And I'm again, I really love the linen cardstock as well. It's just can't. I love it so much. It's so pretty. I would like to, I could easily frame any one of these and put it on my wall. So pretty. Love this carried one card as well. Anyway, so that's the Divine Ephemera by my lovely friend Krista. And I do believe she's got some of these left to buy on her web shop on Etsy. I will link it down below for you guys if you're interested in this deck. All right, the next three decks were actually gifted to me for free by somebody who just wanted to get rid of them. I found them on Facebook Markets, one of the Facebook tarot places on Facebook. And I actually just reached out about one deck, namely this one, which came without a box. She didn't want them anymore, and I've been really curious about the Thoth deck. So she gifted me this deck. Then she also threw in a smaller mini version of the Thoth for free. And then, just because, you know, she didn't want to keep waiting for other people to want it, she also threw in the Lost Hollow. I will show this one afterwards. So yeah, I've now suddenly went from no Thoth decks to two Thoth decks, and I also have this Tarot Mirror of the Soul that came in a little bit before I got the decks, and now it's like I'm just so in love with the artwork by Frida Harris, Lady Frida Harris. I didn't think that was going to happen to me, because the Thoth is something that I've just constantly always said, nope, I'm not going to get into Thoth. That's not what I am about. that's not going to happen. But here, lo and behold, here we are, and I'm in love with this artwork. I can't lie. I really love it, and it's like one of the decks that I want to reach for all the time now. I really want to get to know this deck. I don't know if I'm ever going to, I mean, the whole Tree of Life, Kabbalah, everything, like astrology, all of this, it just really goes over my head. I do not think that I will ever be able to grasp it all or understand it. I feel like with this deck and a couple of good guidebooks, I'm looking at a few other ones online at the moment, and just with my own intuition as well, I think that I'm gonna get quite far with this deck. And yeah, and it just always feels a little bit special when you manage to, when you come across somebody that's so generous that they just want to gift you a deck for free as long as you pay postage. I think that's, it feels almost like this deck was meant for me. I don't know. It, you know, I might read into it a bit too much, but then again, you know, the first card that I pulled from this deck was the happiness card. So I'm just gonna take that as a positive sign. That me and the Thoth deck have some good times ahead, and yeah, super excited. And now I actually want to get one of the big sized ones so that I can trim it down to just the artwork, because I want one of those as well. And you know, if all goes well, I'm hoping to one day maybe get my hands on a greenie. That would be amazing. But yeah, I'm not holding my breath on that one. So but yes, your girl Sandi is starting to read Thoth. Who would have thunk it? The next deck that I was gifted was the Lost Hollow, and I just thought, you know, since it's free, I might as well try it. It's a tiny little deck. It's got linen cardstock, and it's got a very limited color palette. It's black and white and red, and it feels very vampire-y, gothic-y. But yeah, I kind of dig it. I'm not sure. I haven't actually read with it yet. The backs are pretty cool. It's got some keyword. It's got keywords underneath. I'm wondering, hang on. Does it have keywords for the majors? No, it does not. Hang on, I think actually this is Thoth based as well, because the Nine of Pentacles or the Nine of Discs in the Thoth is gain. 10 of Pentacles, wealth. I reckon it is actually. Let's have a look for the Nine of Cups. 9 of, where we got Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 of Cups, happiness. This is a Thoth based deck. Well, that makes sense why she would then include it with the two Thoth with the two Thoth decks that she sent to me. That's funny. I didn't know that or realize it before. But yes, it seems it's a very graphic deck, you know, kind of like graphic novel feel, comic book style deck almost, with the limited color palette, and it's definitely got a vibe to it, you know. I'm getting Castlevania vibes, you know. So yeah, here we go. Here's the full Magician, Priestess, Empress, Emperor. I mean, it's a cool little deck. I'm not sure it's totally my thing, except for when I'm in a very specific mood, maybe. I'm trying to think if there's somebody I know who would really love this deck. I always think that if a deck doesn't hit straight away with me, sometimes they grow on me, but sometimes I also just feel like this was gifted to me, and I just really like the thought about being able to gift it, continue to gift it on to somebody who might really love it. But anyway, this was the Lost Hollow Tarot. Did it say who made it? No. Hollow. Now, that was actually all of the decks that came in the box that Krista sent to me. Although she did send me these cute little earrings that I just need to show you. She sent me these bear claw earrings that I'm just so in love with. I haven't worn them yet, but they're on my altar for the time being. They're so cute. Anyway, I just thought I would also show you, since we're here, and it's a kind of a haul video, roughly around the same time that I received all of these decks in that box. Lo and behold, the I'm Here Oracle turned up by Murphy Pines, as well as the This Is Me expansion that they promised. Now, this was a very long-awaited deck. I think we waited over 2 years to receive this deck. I've opened and watched and flipped through and actually shuffled this one. I haven't opened the expansion yet. But yeah, it's a bit difficult to know what to say. It was handled a bit poorly, but it feels like I'd completely forgotten about this deck, to be honest, and then it just suddenly turned up in the customs, and they wanted money from me to bring it to me, and it was just, the customs costs were a bit steep, to be honest, but look at that gilding. Oh, that's lush. I like that. Anyway, the cardstock isn't the best, in my opinion. It feels a bit, I don't know, I don't like it very much, but I can live with it. I feel like this deck is a deck that I really wanted it when the Kickstarter happened, and 2 years has passed and I've changed as a person, but I can still see how I might be able to use this deck anyway. I'll just have to wait and see. I need to give it a go first. I've only pulled one card from this deck so far, and it was the Affirm card that I pulled. But I do think that there are some very gentle approaches that you can get from this deck, and I think this one will go very well with Kimberly's Heart Align Oracle. Let's have a look. So this is one of the cards that I had out on my desk at the moment. I think those will go very well together, actually. So yeah, super cool to actually finally have it. The little pin that came with it was very cute as well. Can't remember where I've placed that now. But yeah, let's open the other deck together and have a quick look before we finish up with this video. I don't know why I can't open these things regularly instead with a pencil. So this is Me, is the name of this expansion deck, and it's got 5 sets of archetypes and symbols that are rich with meaning and that you can use to connect yourself. To connect to yourself, maybe. It's got astrology, elemental, celestial, plants and flowers, and enneagrams. Now, this is one of the things that got I don't know, voted on to, that they would make an extra like deck to go with the I'm Here Oracle. I think they started out with just adding the astrology signs, and then it got expanded to elements and all the others, and it just became too much for them. Really, this should have been its own Kickstarter, I think. But it is what it is. I could actually take it or leave it with this extra part, I think. We'll see until I've actually, if I can actually get this open. Hang on. So this then has some other, it's got the astrological signs first. Pisces, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Virgo. Then we get into the elemental. So we have Earth. Oh, hang on. No, alright, so these are still part of the celestial, I suppose. Earth, Jupiter, Mars. Oh, okay, so we've got all of the planets as well. Mercury, Moon, Neptune, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, Venus. Right, now we get to the elementals. So we've got air, earth, fire, water. Now we've got the enneagrams. So we've got performer, helper, achiever, individualist, investigator, loyalist, enthusiast, challenger, peacemaker, right, yeah, there's 9 enneagrams, that's right. Then we've got the black orchid, coconut, daffodil, forget-me-not, lavender, yeah, lotus, mugwort, pine, rose, and sunflower. So I don't know, I feel like these extra cards here, they feel a bit all over the place, like just a mishmash of things. I don't personally know how I would use this, especially together. I feel like the I'm Here Oracle is very much its own holistic, like it's holistically whole. it's got its own thing going on, and I don't know what to do with these. So yeah, this thing here that came with it, I think I'm just going to keep them separate and not really know what to do with it. So if any of you have any ideas of how to use this one, let me know. I would be very intrigued to hear your opinion. Okay, so I think, my friends, that's it for this time. I think I've been babbling on for long enough. I'm just really excited to finally have filmed a new video. I've actually missed this so much. I always surprise myself. Before I start filming, I always just think, oh, what's the point? I don't have anything to say. And then I sit down and I just start talking, and it's like you can't shut me up. Anyway, I really sincerely hope that you all are well and that you are taking care of yourselves. So yeah, please continue doing so, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.